monitor the frequency, haven't I, in case he comes on?
It's been 10 days, Norman.
He's probably just putting in some sailing time.
Or sunk.
If he was in trouble, he would have put out a distress call, wouldn't he? He's probably going round the Cape of Good Hope, battling against the South East trades. I mean, the man's only got one pair of hands, isn't he? G4FLP Maritime Mobile calling. G4FLP Maritime Mobile calling. This is G4ESB calling for you and standing by.
Well, maybe it's broken. You know, his radio.
If it was broken, he'd repair it. That's precisely why he took spares with him.
Well, perhaps he hasn't got the know-how.
If he didn't have the know-how, he wouldn't have taken the spares, would he?
Well, perhaps he...
What?
Perhaps he just got bored talking to the same person every day.
Well, if he did, he would have worked somebody else, wouldn't he? And we would have known about it, and he hasn't. I mean, a lot of these yachtsmen break radio contact. It's not that uncommon.
Look at, what's his name, Crowhurst. That geezer who cheated in the round-the-world race and then topped himself because he couldn't stand Diagro.
What he couldn't stand was the prospect of failure.
Yeah, but he got it wrong, didn't he? Jumping overboard like that. Look at Tom Keating, McVickers, TV programmes about them, films. Crowhurst didn't realise he was onto a good thing. He'd have been a celebrity now.
Well, perhaps that's not what he wanted.
Do me a favour. That's what everyone wants, don't they?
Someone in Poland.
Norman, about those job offers. They won't keep them open forever, you know.
When I resumed radio contact, I'd chase them up.
Well, you could at least go for the interviews in the mornings.
I'm not leaving this house until I've made contact.
Well, you could get one of your radio friends to listen in for you.
If they got him, they'd keep him, wouldn't they?
Well, you don't own him, Norman. Listen, life's got to go on. Our life. Say to yourself, it was nice while it lasted.
Yeah, but it didn't last, did it? Any of it.
Who was that you were working last night? I could hear your overs, but not his. G0QPR, G0STO. It was the DX to Israel. You mean you couldn't hear them at all? Not a dicky bird.
Do we have to listen to this drivel?
Depends on your receiver, doesn't it? And your aerial system. I could hear him fine. Unless I'm hearing things.
G4FLP, Maritime Mobile. This is G4ESB Calling you and standing by. G4 FLP Maritime Mobile. This is G4 ESB returning. Good to hear you, Alec. Some of us were getting a bit worried. I told them not to worry. We all need to be alone from time to time. Recharge the old brain cells. Right, well, I'll keep this one short, Alec. Your signal's a bit faint. Resume contact tomorrow, usual time, usual frequency. Standing by and waiting for your finals. Over.
Well, they say no news is good news, which certainly seems to be the case with Alex Stott. We got word today from Norman Cadell, his radio ham contact, that last night Stott broke his radio silence. Well done, fellas. And now for some music.
His radio silence, well, I think he was just trying to show that he wasn't afraid of the solitude. My pleasure. Local paper.
Well, shouldn't you be on? It's gone 3.
Yes.
I'll bring you a cup of tea.
No, I'll have one later. You talked about self-respect, Alec, once, remember? I've read something on that. Here. True self-estimation must be based on the deserved respect from others. The word deserved being of the greatest importance. But who's to say who deserves respect? Then, of course, he has the notorious Cape Horn to contend with. He'll need all his wits about him for that, I can tell you.
Thank you, Norman, for keeping us abreast of Alex's progress in the Lest We Forget. With Norman popping in to give us bulletins, there's not much chance of that. And now for Brenda in Streatham, celebrating her 10th wedding anniversary. Lots of love going out to you from your husband, Terry.
Sorry to hear about the old generator problem, Alec. Particularly with the kind of heavy weather you're facing. I've got your position down. It's 22 degrees south and 33 degrees west. I think that just about covers it for the day. I'll sign off now and stand by for your finals. Hope that the next 24 hours are kind to you. Break.
G4ESB, G4DAE. Norman, you still there?
G4ESB returning.
G4DAE. Look, I just don't get this. I'm not picking you up at all anymore. Only you. Over. Norman?
G4 FLP Maritime Mobile. Calling G4 FLP Maritime Mobile. This is G4 ESB calling you and standing by.
G4 ESB, G4 FLP, Maritime Mobile, returning your call. Over. G4 ESB, this is G4 FLP, Maritime Mobile, go ahead. Come on, Norman, don't play games.
G4 ESB returning. Hello, Alec.
4FLP, Maritime Mobile, returning. Very enlightening few weeks we've had, haven't we? G4 ESB, G4 FLP, still with me, Norman?
I'm with you.
I think it's time we had a proper talk, don't you? I know you're listening, Norman, and others. Now I want you to pick up a pencil, Norman, or better still, switch that tape of yours on. Okay? Just a little crossword. First clue. As a cat has 9 lives, so there are 9 letters of importance to both of us. Got that?
Affirmative.
Good man. Now, for each letter, in turn, write down the following numbers and work out their correlation. +1, -4, +4, +1. -10, -12, -9, -11, -11. Got that?
Got it.
That ends your first clue. I'll give you the second when we talk tomorrow. Oh, and Norman, let's keep this one strictly QT, okay? From G4 FLP Maritime Mobile. 9 letters of importance to both of us. Got that?
Later. Work out their correlation. Ready.
Here goes. -2, -1, -4, 2 minus 5 minus 6 plus 2 minus 1 minus 3. Now, when you've sussed that little lot out, Norman, I'll meet you on that frequency at 9 GMT tonight. You call me. Okay? G4SLP Maritime Mobile going QRT.
There's no frequency of that number.
Norman?
Yes. Alec. Where are you? What's going on? Got rudder problems, pal, so I came home. While you got me round the Cape of Good Hope, I've been pelting helter leather back to Plymouth. At least that was the idea. Then I caught your transmissions. That stuff you were saying, Norman, about deserving respect, it was true. People don't always get what they deserve, do they? I've got it all worked out, Norman. No one knows I'm here. No one. This is the plan. I dodge around in the Atlantic, avoiding the shipping lanes, keeping low. You carry on transmitting my progress around the world. And when my signal is comparable with my position, I come back on air. You talk me to Plymouth. That way I get to be a hero and you get to be the man that made it all possible. What about it?
Have you got any idea what's involved in that?
Yes. It means my being incarcerated in that cabin for weeks and a lot of sweat and ingenuity on your part. In my book, that makes us pretty deserving. Look, we can do it. Say something, I haven't said it. Okay. I'll switch on my radio tomorrow. If you transmit, I'll know it's a go. If not, then we've both got egg on our faces. It's one thing going after a big fish, Norman. It's another hauling it in.
G4 FLP Maritime Mobile. G4 ESB returning. Good to hear you again, Alec. I'm glad you got that pump back in working order. Your signal's a bit weak, just about audible. Over.
Adele, we meet again. You've been keeping a duplicate log, I understand,
Yes.
of his progress.
Yes, of sorts.
Could I see it?
Well,
One or two things are puzzling me. It might help to clarify them.
oh?
His course has been a little erratic, to say the least.
He's not had your experience, has he?
Quite. Which makes it all the more puzzling, since some of his speeds would put even Sir Francis Chichester to shame. And then there's this radio business. He's never answered a call from any of the coastal radio stations, never once.
Well, perhaps he's out of range.
Not according to some of the positions he's been giving. And he's not been sighted either. Not since you broke radio contact with him that time. Which rather adds to the puzzle.
Well, I'm afraid I can't show you the logs. I mean, he's saving them, one of the dailies.
I see. Not just a glimpse for an old man's peace of mind?
No, I'm sorry.
Well, thank you for my tea.
Oh, just show you how this will.
He might be making a fool of you, Mr. Cadell. Has that thought not occurred to you?
It's him who's frightened of looking a fool. If your guy Stop makes it, proves anyone can do it, right?
Do you know, I think that boy's beginning to grow up. Okay, Alec, nice one. I hope you don't get caught up in the old mizzen sheeting. I think that about wraps our sked for today, so 7-3 from me, and I'll stand by for your finals. Over.
G4ESP, G4DAE. Oi, Norman, what's going on?
What do you mean?
Look, I've got myself kitted out with an identical aerial to yours, right? I'm only 3 miles away, and damn it, I'm even higher than him. I'm still not getting him, so I repeat, what's going on?
G4ESB returning. Well, perhaps you've got a fault on your aerial.
Well, pick everyone else up with it, okay? I suppose I can get someone up to check it. It's just dead. Whenever he comes on lately, there's not a trace of a signal.
Lenny, you still working for that aerial outfit?
Yes, all right. Bye. That was your radio friend, Dennis, on the phone.
Oh?
He's in a terrible state. Seen some lads called round yesterday. They heard he wanted his aerial checking. They brought the whole lot down. All of them. And then they just took off in a van. Said it'll be weeks before he can go back on the air again.
Some Wally outfit.
Probably.
Literally hundreds of them turned out this afternoon to greet him. There's a regular flotilla of sea craft to greet him. How many of them remember saying that Alex Stott wouldn't get out of the Atlantic? Well, he did, and he's back to tell the tale. Yes, there's no doubt about it. Alex Stott has brought a lot of excitement into a lot of people's lives.
Here we are in our
He's on!
studio, the scene of this historic meeting. And a face who needs no introduction, Norman Cadell, the radio ham who made Alex Stott's heroic venture possible. Well, Norman, in a few moments, Alec himself will be walking through that door, and you'll finally be able to put a face to the voice you know so well. Quite a moment, isn't it? And here he is, Alex Stott himself. Good to have you ashore, Alec. Here's someone I'd like you to meet. The man better known to you as G4ESB, Norman Cadell.
Alec. Norman. We are sailing, across the water, across the sea. Do 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 do.